right. So here go another one right quick. Hey, this, like I said, I gotta add on, add it. Yeah, you don't stop. When you beating and stomping on the devil, you don't stop. Y'all get soft. Some of y'all, oh, they're human beings. It's just blah 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 blah. This is a war. They will kill you, with no hesitation out of jealousy. But you're like, I ain't, this is just knowledge, right? Or whatever. So this dude right here, again, somebody I never heard of, and I checked his. But I think this is because of that Whitlock video. 20, but he been on since 2017, so okay, he not new. But you see his title. They put this in my recommendations today. Polite leader. Now, what was that? Monday, Tuesday? Did I even make a live yesterday? I don't know, but remember, Whitlaw was talking about leader and da da da, and I said I would not be your leader unless God make me. Then I ain't got no choice. But I'm like, nah, bitch, I don't want to. Seriously, I think y'all know that. Don't lie on me. Right? I've been told you leave me the fuck alone. But you followed me. That's what that shit. Remember, all right, right quick. Remember when Trump first got, what was that? Who was that? From L.A. The James Brown looking old bitch. That's what I'm saying. You ain't gotta respect elders if they are devil worshippers. Seriously, I don't care what you say. I grew up in the church. It's like, nah, there ain't no church out there. What's it? Maxine Waters. Yeah. Like, nah, that bitch a devil. When I was a kid, I remember, like I said, hearing my grandma and them or whatever. They women, da da da. She always got to wear the biggest hat or something like that or sit in the front. You know, I'm like a kid in the 80s, so they was like in their 60s or something. But my point is, yeah, this nobody wants. She was like, "Oh, Trump, he wants to rule over us like a king," and we're like, "What are you?" That's what I'm saying. That's why. Remember, I told you that's how I knew something. Trump was y'all were doing the same thing. That's the vibe I kept getting when after a while, like 03, 04. And I'm like, this is crazy. First of all, it seemed impossible. I know I was supposed to be talking about this nigga, this video. But that's, yeah, put yourself in the hospital. What the hell? Yeah, because that sounds like some kind of movie. Like they worried, he gonna rule over this is impossible. This is nothing. And it's like y'all wasn't ignorant like that, like some ignorant ass niggas in a movie. Oh, there's some voodoo ass. Yeah, they believe they're not Christians. They believe in voodoo or some kind of prophecy or the baby is gonna come and this or that, or he has the mark. Not the mark of the beast in the Bible. This is just some other crazy shit. Just retarded, just like what the, and that's okay. So I must be, hell, I ain't know what the hell purgatory. I don't know. Did I die in that accident? This shit is crazy. Seriously, you don't know. That's how bad real gaslighting, and you don't know what's going on. That's what this shit is really evil. And then think about it. What if I wasn't a vet and I couldn't go to the VA hospital? You would be in a state hospital if they got room. Your ass just fucked. This shit is super evil. But anyway, so now they put this guy. And so, okay, as far as I guess the name is a polite leader. No, you don't have to be a polite leader. And if you're actually a mean leader, you're 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 phony. If you're being extra, either way, if you're a polite leader, that means more than likely you're bending over backwards, and your people are probably gonna be failures. All the people under you, you don't have to be polite, and you don't have to be super mean. You're a just leader. You got a just balance. That's what it says in the Bible. You got a just balance. I know that's why the atheists say, oh, the Bible contradicts itself. You either got to be, remember I say it all the time, you got to be hot or cold, right? And see, now I'm giving y'all free shit that I should be charging you $10,000 to hear, because I'm telling you how it don't contradict itself. You know, I spew you out. I say that all the time. You know, God said He gonna spew you out the mouth. You got to be hot or cold. You're lukewarm. But then you go to, what's that, John or whatever? You got to have a just balance. You got to have a just balance. This not hard to understand for me, but some of y'all and these atheists, super smart scientists, maybe even 100 and 200 IQ, they can't understand that. It's a contradiction. Because they're devil worshippers. That's why they can't. To me, it's pure, it's simple. Simple as fuck. And that's how I'm going to end it at that. It's real simple. Yeah, it's not, oh, you got to sometimes have a soft, oh, maybe it is. Sometimes you got a soft touch. But that's why you the leader. You understand when it's time to be hard as fuck, pow, or whatever. Because this nigga ain't making it. He ain't gonna make it if you don't be. Hey, it's time. There's no more soft for this nigga. Everybody else making it. So that means you are reaching people. You are. If you only got one or two, you're not a failure as a leader. You are making it. You gotta get, hey, or you gotta get hard and just put this nigga out. He got to get recycled or he a failure, cycled out. Hey, they gone, bye. Try something else. It's not me. That's what we're talking about. All this emotional shit. Oh, that's mean. But I ain't even watched this whole video. I ain't even, I just started watching it. But let's see what he's talking. But see, he's talking about feminism and all that. And I think I watched a little bit.
What's happening, Polite Society? I hope you had a good week. If you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. I'm Alan. Today, we're going to be continuing with our series on the women's movement. So let's delve in. Last week, we looked at the Fox sisters and Spiritism, a popular religion practiced by...
Spiritual, basically witchcraft. But, I'm going to keep pausing.
Suffragists like Elizabeth Cady Stanton.
All right, and I'm going to pause again. All right, I know I know I was going to let it play. But I saw this video on Netflix. This was back probably 2015 before I knew it. And it is actually a good one. It was about prohibition. That's why I keep saying you need to just legalize all drugs. It was actually it was a documentary. And they told the truth. They were talking about the suffrage, where it started from, prohibition, period. Remember? And I had jokes. I think I did a video. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it. You got jokes. You wish you was watching it with the homies. Because yeah, the pictures like that, basically you knew what it was. These niggas was getting fucked up, working, coming home, slapping up their girls. They wives. I know that's not. I'm not laughing at domestic, I promise. It's something else I'm laughing at. And but you see, literally, it wasn't that. It wasn't this all this coming together now. It was the communists. Because think about it, this is 1901, 1902. And a lot of the women who wanted prohibition, they had been fighting for years before prohibition finally came about. 1920 or whatever, 21, whatever. I don't know the year. Point is, a lot of them was women of society, as they call it. Some of them were in Democrat cities, Chicago. And the reason I said that, and if you know history, you know why, especially prohibition, you know why I keep saying Chicago, the main example why prohibition don't work. And I'm just talking about this movie I saw. I forget. I think they took it off of Netflix probably. It was really informative. It was straight up, and so they were talking about how they was the nuns. They would see the kids. They fucked up. They dad come home, and this was like 1901, 1900. These dudes working. Hey, that's another thing. I'm like, I didn't even see y'all think about all this, what he said. I'm going to get to that point. I'm trying to get to. But, it's just funny. It's not funny because, these niggas working hard as hell. This is 100 and something years ago, 120. And they rob. So these niggas would go drinking. And they would come back and rob. But they're trying to, obviously, these women were communists. Seriously, that's what he's talking, witches. So they try to make it like for history that they just came. That's what I was. Another epiphany. They making it like these dudes just came home, no reason. They probably, who knows what they were doing. They might have been cheating. I'm just saying that, oh, you hate women. When I do voices like that. Yeah, exactly. That's like, no, more than likely, I'm not justifying anything, smacking your picture and your kid, but I'm just saying. But no, I thought I would, and so. All right, this was what I saw on this video, but it was very, as I'm saying, it said, so the nuns, these kids, they beat up their dad, and that's the suffrage, the woman suffrage. Da da da. I forgot the name of that video on Netflix, the movie documentary, and then so they had the marches, just like now, the marches, and this and that. And I'm trying to condense it. And so and then a lot of them was wives of senators and congressmen or whatever, lawmakers, congressmen in these big cities, New York, Chicago, 1902, just like that picture. And I saw this, right, years ago, about 2014, 15. I couldn't even find, I tried to look it up again. I probably want to do a video about it. And it's not, oh, we were right, I'm right. It's, if you smart and like learning things, even without politics, I said it was interesting. But and so finally they caved in. I'll just skip to the and like real true women. We know why prohibition ended. And at first I used to always think it was just because of the violence. And they said it. Remember there was a movie in the '80s, St. Valentine's Day, Times of the Day Massacre. Was that a TV movie? I know, sort of all that, and then the real movie that we all loved as a kid. I remember we rented it. Everybody rented it. Who didn't move? The one with Sean Connery, The Untouchables. We had been talking about as a kid. They used to always talk about that. Way before that movie, I was like 7, 8 years old, 81, 82. You know how they got Al Capone? I don't know what they was talking about. Whoever they was talking about, they must have been talking about some kind of tax shit. They was like, hey, I'm in New York and I'm listening. I just remember hearing this on multiple occasions. Hey, you know how they got Al Capone? I'm like in first or second grade. You know how they got Al Capone. And then by 80, 86, the Untouchables with Sean Connery and all that come out. And yeah, so we watched that with Al Capone, Al Capone. And most of them weren't even alive. They weren't even alive during Al Capone. They were born probably in the 40s, but it was, I guess it still was a thing. So by the 80s, somebody, whoever they was talking about, I don't know what it was. I just remember hearing, how they got Al Capone. And then by the time the Touchables, they used to always say that. We're sitting there watching the movie. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this is how they got Al Capone. It's like exactly what I've been talking about, nigga. Watch this. But anyway, all right. So the suffrage. The suffrage. All right, this video. So it explains, which is common sense, they all the same people, the nuns, not just the nuns, the wives of these important congressmen in Chicago, and they saw, I guess just like prohibition on drugs since the '70s, the war on drugs, it caused, but the difference is they only let it go 10 years back then and ended it because they saw it caused more damage then it was helping. And I think what they really realized, you just mad because your husband out drinking. And that's what I thought. That's why I was laughing to myself. Back then nobody was fucking with me. So I was wishing we was watching with the homies. But it is like this documentary was really saying they realized it got worse because before prohibition they would go to a bar or whatever and drink and come home. Now the same nigga, he got to go to a speakeasy. He still ain't coming home until late night after working. And he been in a legal, it ain't even about illegal, because the mayor probably there, the mayor there, kicking it, prostitute. That's the exact, there was dancing girls. That's why I thought it was so funny. It backfired. Now he go to the speakeasy. And see, this is supposed, it was supposed to, you're supposed to be learning something. And I did. But all I see is just same thing since the Bible days. Bitches getting mad, da 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 da. Think they gonna fuck the nigga up. Oh, I'm gonna do this and that. He just go get another bitch. And that's exactly what happened. They went, and so they say they stopped prohibition because of the violence, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Al Capone, and all of them. Remember the movies, black and white movies? They on them cars, them Model A's, and they on the outside with a Tommy gun. That's the real reason. Them niggas was in a speakeasy with them dancing girls, them chorus, whatever, this whatever, doing the Charleston in 1929. That's them old mad as hell. That little motherfucker. He still ain't come home. Alright, this. Or, matter of fact, he probably ain't even beating her no more. He is coming. He don't even beat her no more. And so, all right. I'm gonna go back to what I was talking. I just went totally off the rails, but. All right. So anyway, so the suffrage. This right here is the spiritualism. It's just like I said, all of this witchcraft. I just didn't even think. I don't know why I didn't think of that till I saw this today. That all of it, even I saw that. You see how much I guess enjoyment I got out of that documentary, even though it really was a good one and informative, and the experts, historians. All I see is it just was seemed to me hilarious. If you ever seen something go down like that, where the girl mad at her nigga, she didn't call him. That's what it seemed like. And that's we would laugh. That's what I'm telling you. It's no misogyny. We're laughing really at the dude because he got caught. That's what I'm not trying to clean it up. That's why it was so funny just now. You're thinking about the nigga fucking around with all these hoes and his wife catches ass. But yeah, it wouldn't be me. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most to the women, most of us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not laughing because we cheated. That's why everybody's so upset about the meet. No, ain't nobody cheating. He did all that to get you. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them, but and also, like I've been said, it's on y'all women. Really, a man can't cheat if the bitch is keeping her legs closed. Like I said, back the what now? It's a big thing to be a hoe. I took your man. Back in the day, the bitches would keep a bitch in check. If she the neighborhood hoe, this nigga gotta do some work to go fuck her. And it is on y'all. That's what I'm saying. It's on y'all. We can't find the good no, y'all. That's on y'all. Y'all don't keep these hoes in check.
Detective I never met. If she says she's got a lead on Solus, I believe her.
What the hell was this? A commercial?
As food prices soar across the globe and hunger hits one in every...
Hello everyone. If you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. I'm Alan with Correctly Decide Between Truth and Error. One key aspect of Christian discernment involves being able to properly distinguish between those doctrines which are considered adiaphora, that is non-essential to the Christian faith, and those doctrines which are essential and non-negotiable. What's happening in polite society?
Like I said, they just really, it's not him that I'm trying to, it's the spiritual, feminism. I think he got some good points. I just wanted to.
This week we're going to look more closely at the subject of women's suffrage, but in particular, some women involved in the movement who engaged in what could best be described as activities that were heinous and dangerous. Before I begin, it is important to point out some preliminary facts. First, in the early 20th century, most men did not even have the right to vote. Only those who fulfilled certain qualifications had the right. Second, although women did not have the right to vote in general elections, some did have the right to vote in local elections. It's important to place the individuals whom I'm going to be talking about in proper categories. In the debate on female enfranchisement, there were primarily three major groups who were involved. The first of these were the anti-suffragists. These were a group of women and men who argued against women's right to vote in general elections. I'll say a little more on the anti-suffragists in my closing remarks. Right now I'm being strictly descriptive. The second group was the suffragists. These were individuals who wanted women to have the right to vote, but they were willing to accept incremental and gradual change. They were also willing to restrict their actions to constitutional and lawful methods. They were almost forgotten about after the First World War. The third group is the one we'll be primarily looking at in this video, and that is the suffragettes. These women were not at all content with gradualism or incrementalism. In fact, they resorted to violence and acts of terror in order to achieve their goals. The most well-known among the militant suffragettes were perhaps the mother-daughter tandem of Emmeline and Christabel Pankhurst. The Pankhursts ran the Women's Social and Political Union with an iron fist. The WSPU resorted to acts of violence to further their cause. In popular culture, it is sometimes believed they merely smashed windows. But in fact, they were responsible for far worse. They were likely behind the bombing of David Lloyd George.
See, this is that now he don't say it. The reason I wanted to say something about that, I think if they were a polite society. I would think Karl Marx at that time was, especially to mad women. You know, some of them are evil, some of them just dumb and mad at their husband. Just like now, who founded BLM? Women. You know, see what I'm saying? They were mad, this and that, whether they hate. And back then, yeah, they couldn't be lesbians. BLM is lesbians. The founders. There's no hate. We don't give a fuck. You know, never did. You know, the diesel dyke, that's the only thing, just bitch unattractive. You know, we all know the hot lesbians. Yeah, it's all good. But my point, seriously, back with this is that I would think that they traveling overseas on this thing to Europe, Germany. Some of these motherfuckers probably met Karl Marx. I would think, and this is where it comes from. I would think he's not gonna say it, but this is my opinion. I don't have no proof of it, but.
And they were also behind many other bombings as well as other acts of violence.
Violence.
A miracle that no one was killed. Emily Davison is perhaps one of the more better known female rights advocates in history. There's probably no one who epitomizes the violent, aggressive, and destructive suffragette more than Emily. Born Emily Wilding Davison in South London in 1872, the famous activist excelled at school both academically and athletically, even winning a gold medal as a swimmer. Emily was a dark figure who may have suffered from mental issues. She often struggled to find work, and she had a violent streak which led to her being in and out of prison frequently. In 1909, she smashed 17 panes of glass in her cell. After being moved, she broke 7 more in her new cell. In 1911, she attempted to light a post office on fire. Thankfully, the fire went out. Had it not, the workers could have been seriously injured. In 1912, Emily was sent to prison for arson. She attempted to take her life, but was prevented. During one of her other prison stints, Emily also went on a hunger strike, a strategy often employed by imprisoned suffragettes. At times, they were force-fed by the authorities, which only fueled the fire for their cause. It seems some of the suffragettes were obsessed with David Lloyd George, mistakenly thinking that Baptist minister Forbes Jackson was the politician in disguise. One day, Emily rushed upon him and started attacking the Reverend viciously with a dog whip. As she slashed away at him, she called him Lloyd George in disguise and a cowardly hound. Of course, the event that Emily Davison is most well known for is, let's just say, her action at the 1913 Derby. After the horse race began, Emily placed herself in front of an oncoming steed. She raised both hands. One horse dodged and avoided her. Another hit her, somersaulted, and landed on top of the rider. When a half-a-ton horse galloping at 35 miles an hour comes into contact with a human being, it's not a big surprise what the result is. Emily was killed. The suffragette movement did its best to milk her death and portray Emily as a martyr. There is a common.
Same thing, George Floyd. I know. I'm just saying. I'm gonna let it play. Just, yeah, that's what they do. They milk the George Floyd. What's the other one? You know, the one that didn't die. I forgot his name. And then the other one in Atlanta, Rashad. You know that nigga. You know, it did make it so bad. He got a chance, but I ain't even gonna talk about that right now. You know, they told him they let him go, but he passed out because he was nodding off. Right? I don't know what y'all know what nodding is. I never done it, but I got some homies. You know, that's what I'm talking about. By the 2000, you ain't know what was going on. Everybody owned drugs instead of trying to sell it. Nodding, the lean, the syrup, all that bullshit. You're like, what the fuck happened since I've been gone? You know. But anyway.
The misconception that Emily Davison was a young woman at the time of her death. She was actually 40 years old, an ex-con, and is it safe for me to say, slightly unhinged? And this leads me to the critical portion of this video. If the suffragettes were out to demonstrate that women should be allowed to vote, mind you, they weren't about universal female suffrage, just the right for property-owning college girls to vote. But if their goal was to show that women had the same brilliance as men and should be allowed to vote, it immediately raises a question in the minds of critics. If a highly intelligent, educated 40-year-old female behaves like an unhinged and violent madwoman, then what must be the state of younger women in the movement? Also, if blowing up houses and other private property along with injuring...
It's like nowadays with the college girls. Right now it's Palestine. Oh, Palestine. You know, before that, 10 years ago, the 20-year-olds who are now 26 leading it, you know, it was, 10 years ago who are now 30, you know, whatever, 2016. They were 20 and remember Me Too and da-da-da-da and da-da-this and that and just...
and bystanders are characteristics of the adult female. Why in the world would this be an individual we would want to trust with the vote? Additionally, several of the arguments of the anti-suffragists are quite compelling and still valid today. First, smashing the patriarchy, a common tenet of the women's campaign, will always be an illusion. The right of women to vote is ultimately enforced by men. Men make up 85% of law enforcement, about the same percentage of the military, and nearly all combat positions in the military. Egalitarians have to appeal to the very patriarchy they want to smash in order to ensure their right to
and
vote.
all that shit. I'm just saying, and you can say, well, that was just the girls in your unit, and you know, because sometimes, all right, I'm gonna tell some shit, you know, to about women. Yeah, girls, and sometimes we just be on like a short FTX, like a weekend or maybe 4 days, and yeah, there were girls. They would leave. You know why? Time of the month. They gotta go, and we're just still on Fort Bragg. And they would use it as an excuse. So these ones talking about, oh, I want to be GIJ, and most women they admit I don't want to. That's another thing. Why change everything for a few crazy? And more than likely, now it's starting to look like they don't want to either. Even the hardest dykey, you know, diesel dyke. They're just like anything. They're part of the cult. So you're gonna change everything, and really, you gonna create a whole new thing and new standards, and basically you just wasting money because you know it's basically empty, and you got a person sitting, you know, personnel, and they got nobody they got like one or two privates. You know, I remember one time we was in a 30-day exercise. Anybody know what, you know, whatever, or what? No, not 30 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something like that. I don't know, but anyway. Long story short, the role players, remember I told you, like, they'll pretend, you know, role players, they're military too, but say like right now they're going to pretend they're Hamas. Not pretend, I mean, not knowing what I'm saying. Yeah, the role players. But anyway, word got around, one of the role player girls had to go to the hospital. Why? Because she got a tampon stuck up in her. No, she wasn't assaulted. It wasn't they covered it up. She just nasty and forgot, you know, she horny in the field and forgot to pull it. This is true. Well, you like, well, this ain't you spreading. This is way back in the 90s. Whatever. I'm just, nope. That's what I'm saying. Why? That's what we keep talking about. Women on submarines and women on navy and shit. All of it. It just don't make no sense. That's just a distraction. It really ain't right. And it's just for the women, it ain't right. That is fucked up. They go do what they do, and da da da. Whoever these few, and really now it ain't even a few. Now I'm gonna go on record and say it's 0%. It's the fucking communists trying to fuck up our country. And you're like, why would these women do it? And they fuck because they're mad about something. Some dude fucked them up, and she might even goddamn not even had a relationship like that, but some boy she liked in fucking middle school dissed her. She's still mad about that. He ain't even fuck her. Nobody, yeah, bitch might even be a virgin, but he just didn't even talk to her. One dude. That basically women. All this. Now I'm gonna go on the record right now. You could whatever. You could you gonna be wrong and you gonna lose. I don't care. It's 0%, zero that want to be any of this shit. Zero, none. I say zero. This is like, and then it's like, well, then why are they forcing them that's themselves? Blah 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 blah. One a cult leader did this. Not even a cult. The devil. The reason they're so mad. Remember they tried to change the Bible. They wanted to make it not so misogynistic. And the main example that everybody know, whether you even been to step, you might have never step foot in the church. The main example, Adam and Eve. Oh, men want to always blame sin on it because Eve took. Yeah, it's not a blame. It's just a fact. Yeah, we did. Hey, me, that's the whole point. Remember, I said, shit, ain't nobody mad. I guess like that. But that's a fact. Same, still the same. It's the devil, and who they remember. That's why I keep talking about these fuck niggas. They're doing the same thing. They using fuck niggas. All these women. Nowadays is just women and women and women and women and women. Blah blah blah. Same thing, devil. But it's not gonna work. It'll never work. The Jezebel spirit, which came along later. But still, either way, it goes back to the Adam and Eve. As the I don't know, I don't talk all like preacher shit. The original sin, I just remember hearing that. I ain't going into all that. This is just my opinion, and it's like, yeah, I'm saying that it's just, probably zero, zero that really want to do. I don't care who she is. The dykiest dyke in the world. Serious. She's like king. Yeah, matter of fact, not even queen dyke. She king dyke. I don't know. My video might get a strike or what do you call it? Age restriction. Yeah, this bitch is king dyke. I don't care. She, whatever. Bottom line, you're not whatever. It's all. It's just. You're not. It's always been there, and that's the end of it. But you're not finna win. That's all I got to say about that.
They want to smash in order to ensure their right to vote is protected. Second, women's suffrage has not enhanced peace in the home, but in fact, it has brought about dissension and discord. This argument was actually made prior to the second wave of egalitarianism in the 1960s and the 1970s, and it proves that the anti-suffragists were right. A white American woman is only having about 1.5 children, and female promiscuity rates are off the charts, with one study indicating that the average modern woman has slept with between 7 and 14 men before hitting 30.
Shit, 14, she's a whole. No, I'm not what I'm saying. The shit, 14, nigga, 14 that you know of. You got to remember. And some of us, I'm just saying, we all, not we all, but a lot of us, we didn't have them situations where you the bandit. And we can't, you barely can remember. That's what I'm saying. So 14, that's like 14. We any of us where you just you don't feel. There ain't no reason to feel. I'm just saying you ain't bragging. You already tell. And no, she wasn't bad looking or nothing. It's just hey, that's the end of it. All right, whatever. So 14, my ass is yeah. They can they can leave right now. Just fuck you, nigga, fuck you, bitch. Da da da. She leave, get in the car. What time is it? 6:27, middle of the day. I mean, evening time. If she want, she could. It's 6:27. By 6:37, she could be getting her brains blowed out. Bam, bam, bam. If she want to. Man, no, I don't care if you goddamn Brad Pitt Jr. With you still exactly you just can't. Not like that. I don't care what. It's not hate. You really can't. Not compared to a woman. She could just leave if she want to. Yeah, the only thing would be you naive. She would never think about it. Remember, whoever been in, raise your hand, been in an argument. She mad, she crying. That's their thing. That's their thing, right? Bitch crying. And then at this point, you mad, you don't give, because you don't, no, I'm falling for it, you let it, you ain't falling for it, let it go. So that's the thing. That's their jam. They crying, they mad, nigga driving by, what's wrong? Da da da. He ain't no sucker. It's just they know what they. But the reason you don't follow her or go try to, come, no, babe, I'm sorry. That no, fuck that. You been through it. No, fuck that. Bye. But suckers, they'll, see. Then you think because you let her go, you mad. Fuck you, bitch. Blah blah blah. She come back or you take her back days later. You don't know how many niggas she fucked out of anger, and it literally. This ain't no misogyny and we hate women. This is a fact, nigga. Really, like I said, a lot of us, we don't even think about it. We don't feel bad. It's just something, you just might have happened to be there. You just in the vicinity. You just literally just, it ain't even no, you just happen to be in the right spot at the right time. We try to tell you. Yeah, maybe you do gotta be good looking. I'm just saying. And then you might not, hell, she might fuck this shit. She might be so mad, I don't give a fuck. Just, we be trying to tell y'all, but it's not. That's why, like I said, yeah, okay. The older, send them back home to this nigga, da da da. A lot of them ain't like that. This nigga, you didn't mean to send her back home, but she didn't want you anyway. She really did. That's another thing. That's why I keep talking about that. It's kind of twisted. It's twisted. It's fucked up. So you to do, okay, say you do take her back, you might accept it, which is some whole shit. But you like, oh, I did what I did too. But now the nigga she done fucked or whatever, he sprung. Now he want her. Or maybe they start fucking all the time. And that's what I'm saying. That's how you end up with these, da da da. This nigga done killed you and her or killed you. And you don't even see it coming. Because you think she just went to her mama house for a couple of days or her sister house. But no, she did. But she, you think she ain't do nothing. And then on top of it, this nigga got sprung. And now he want her, and she like, no. And she think in her head, I really do love him. I love, no, you don't. But she thinks you do. So she going back with him. And now this nigga mad. And one day you coming out the house, and next thing, he catch you slipping. Because you ain't even slipping. Really, you didn't get caught slipping because you don't even know.
Woman has slept with between 7 and 14 men before hitting 30. But more importantly than even the anti-suffragist arguments, God has structured the church, the family, and human society under male leadership. Patriarchy is built into the Lord's created order. Because of men's ontological nature, they tend to base things more on reason, logic, and truth than on emotions. As a result, the right to vote should be restricted to qualified males only. In summation, the suffragette movement was filled with a group of violent and dangerous women who used very questionable tactics to try and achieve their goals. I do not believe their acts of destruction and mayhem helped the women's cause. In fact, it probably did the opposite. It is astonishing that someone like Emily Davison, a woman who clearly injured 2 innocent men, and could have perhaps injured many more, is celebrated as a champion of women's liberty. It seems characteristic of the egalitarian worldview that justice and human decency is put to the side when it comes to one of their favorites. Emily Davison and the Pankhursts are not to be commended for their actions. The standard for all human beings is the sacred volume. The Lord commands us to love our neighbors, not to destroy their property and unjustly injure them. As Christians, irrespective of our personal views on female suffrage, we should all condemn the actions of the militant suffragettes, who clearly had no regard.
And see, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying, no, he's not wrong, actually, but and knew this 3 years ago. He well, 4 days ago. Okay, yeah, 4 days ago. All right, you know this cousin. But I saw what it is. I saw his channel. I had to go through. And remember, like I said, Whitlock and all that. And all this as a Christian, da da da, blah 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 blah. And it's like, you know, like what is
Not to destroy their property and unjustly injure them.
nobody, even these Christians will say, it's devil worshippers. That's the end of it. He's supposed to be a Christian, and I said, it's spiritualism, da da da, spiritual. That's devil worship. And if you was raised like a Christian, he say he is. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he's a convert later on in life. But if you was raised in the church, especially in the '80s, I remember a little bit. The astrology. Don't mess with astrology, da da da. Just in the newspaper, not even in the newspaper. To the rest of y'all, it seems simple. Just looking at the daily astrology, none of that. All of that is off limits. I remember that as a kid. All of that stuff, all this new ways. Matter of fact, even yoga, all that stuff. Yoga is just good, it's stretching. No, it's spiritual. All that, that's devil shit. And who the most do yoga? Women. Oh, women suffering. All that women. The devil. Adam and Eve. Yoga, all that spiritual. I'm spiritual. Chakras. And no real Kakrio, Tina Turner. Well, Angela. We all love Angela Bassett. No real Kakrio, all this shit. This is the devil. What about this and that? That's the emotions. Bottom line, we gotta put. That's why I said, don't debate. I'm trying to tell you, don't debate. Put your foot down. I ain't talking about being mean and da da da. If you know your Bible and you pray and God talk to you, it shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't have to argue with me. That's what I'm saying. If you argue, that's why I said I ain't at this point. No more arguing. I'm not finna debate with you. You're phony, you're a devil worshiper, and that's the end of it. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh at you, and that's the end of it. So there wasn't no debate. Oh, but you're supposed to be a Christian. You're not. Look. I'm not. I'm not finna debate with you. I'm not finna. Oh, gee. Oh, well, if you would no, so you don't have an ad. Nope. The answer is I'm not finna debate with you and get the fuck out my face. That's the answer. You see what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, ain't nobody playing with y'all no more. It's the end of it. But anyway, that's what I had to say.